Okay, so our second centrifuging has stopped. I'm going to go in and try to find the actual green banana. This one's the water, so I don't want that one yet. There we go. That one's the green banana test tube. So once again, that centrifuging has forced that pellet to the bottom of the test tube. We're thinking we might have extracted just a little more of the glucose from the pellet of the banana. So once again, we're going to pull that off, put it in the same beaker with the other glucose green banana extract. And get the maximum of the liquid, the minimum of the solid. Okay, there's our solid pellet. It's wet, we'll have to dry it out, but it is the green banana starch pellet. Now here on 13, use the disposable pipette to transfer as much supernatant as possible into the 50 ml beaker. Now using a graduated cylinder, we're going to carefully measure the volume of the supernatant. Pouring all that in there. Reading the bottom of the meniscus. I'm getting 18.2. It's hard to tell because of the bubbles. No, 1, 2, about 17.9. About 17.9. 17.9 milliliters is what we're going to call it. So now that goes in the step 15. So for the green banana, step 15, volume of banana extract. 17.9 milliliters. And I'll share with you the numbers for the other two bananas as well later, after I've processed them. So now, pour it back in here, and after we do the insoluble starch isolation, we are going to use the glucose strips to test this sample for glucose. Now, isolation of the insoluble starch. So I'm going to get 10 milliliters of water. I'm going to pour some of that in on that banana starch. Go in with our pipette, knock that around a little bit and get it nice and loose. Resuspending that. Here's a piece of filter paper, and I've labeled it G for green. We're going to weigh our filter paper. For filter paper weighs 1.23 grams. 1.23 grams. I'm going to record that. That's the filter paper alone. Step 18, 1.23 grams. Right there. So now, folding the filter paper twice. Into this quarter circle and opening it up at 3 and 1, putting it in here. Let's squirt a little DI water on the cone to get it to stick. Now I've got my pellet here. A little more of my 10 milliliters of distilled water. And that did a pretty good job of coming out there. Try to force all of that pellet out of that tube using my 10 milliliters of distilled water. It says if solid remains in the test tube, I can use the 10 more milliliters, but I think I've done a pretty good job of getting the solid out of the test tube. So we're going to say that's good enough. So we're going to set that aside. Now when that is, the water has drained through, I'm going to take this filter paper and I'm going to put it back in that oven again where I dried out the carbs portion of the lab, and we'll take that out tomorrow morning from the oven in order to test for the weight of the starch so we can get the percent of starch in our banana. So that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and do these other steps that I haven't done yet on the other two samples, and I'll have all three of them. Actually, I will do one more filming today because we're going to get all three of the samples and we're going to test them for the glucose level. We don't want to leave that out overnight. All right, so I'll sign off for now.